So let's try to simplify a few things. How about giving you one more view and one more shot at examining where we are and where we need to go. So, we've said that the truth of the self, of who we truly are, is not a state to be achieved in the future. It is here and now. Because if we are supposed to be the embodiment of this truth, then we already are that, isn't it? It cannot be something that is going to happen somewhere in the future magically. We enter a magical land and suddenly we will become that. It doesn't happen like that, and neither it is meant to be like that. It is what it is, and it is always there. Because truth is, remember what is the definition of truth? Truth is what is present now, what was, and what shall remain. And so truth does not change. It's changeless. It doesn't come and go. It is permanent. So the truth of ourselves also is changeless. And so that means there is nothing that's going to change tomorrow that will make us live our truth. Actually, we are already living our truth. It's just that we are not aware of this truth. We are experiencing something, but we don't know whether this is the truth or not. Yeah? Because as we said, truth is already there. It's just that we have not been able to be fully aware of it, and there is this layer of ignorance. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, that tamas is there, that darkness is there, that ignorance is there. And so one base we've established that it already exists. For some reason, the experience is not there, or the awareness of the experience is not there. The other thing is that when we say the truth of the self, or we call self-realization, or we say God realization, then what is it that we are realizing? The God within us, the truth within us, the self within us. Okay? And that self is, as we have been often repeating, that it is energy of pure love. Okay? And that energy of pure love, as we said, it's an energy. It is not physical. It cannot be touched. It cannot be destroyed. It has no fragrance, either good or bad. It is an experience. All right? So, and that experience, it does not depend upon where we are. We are inside the home, outside the home, in our country, outside our country, eating our own food or eating foreign food. That experience has nothing to do with us going to a holy place. That experience is something which is in us, and it's an experience that is available to us all the time. So if that is the case, that it is an energy, that is our truth. And we have to be in the awareness of this truth at all times. Whether we are meditating, whether we are teaching, cleaning, cooking, whatever we are doing or working, this truth cannot be separated from us. Nobody can steal it and take it away from us. So it cannot be achieved in any particular state. We don't have to do any pranayama for it. We do not have to do any special thing for it. Because how can you do something special to experience what we truly are? Yeah? So, which means it's our natural state. And all that is artificial and all that is unnatural, that our mind has made us believe, actually that is interfering with the experience. Because it's already there, but it is hidden below or behind something. It's like, today the whole day we've had heavy fog and mist, and in patches, maybe, for a few minutes we saw sunlight. Now, if it is fog, does it mean that the sun is not shining? Or does it really mean that the sun is there, but the fog is covering the sun? Right? So this mind and mind's own conclusions and its manifestations is like that fog, which does not let us experience the brilliance of the light of the self. Right? So when we say the world of love and light, what do we mean by that? Love, as we said, is an energy which is our Atma Shakti, Atma Jyoti, Atma Chaitanya. It is the effulgent light, because an energy brings light. So it is the light of love. So wherever this light of love, which is the truth of the self, and it starts to shine within us, that is the truth then that gets experienced even by all the people around us. Because it's a light. You see, what is a light? What does a light do? What is the quality of light? Light removes darkness. When we bring a lamp or a candle in a dark room, or we switch on a light, it removes the darkness. So first, when we illuminate, when we remove this layer of fog, of these mind created sensations, once we remove it, then we are able to see that there is either light behind it, the sun shining, or we might see the darkness of the night. And if there's a darkness in the night, then we know that the light is required. Darkness is the absence of light. And the light is nowhere else other than deep inside of us. It just needs to be uncovered, unpeeled, and this curtain which is around it just needs to be removed. And we start experiencing this light. Now, if that is the goal of life, to experience this, and that's why we are uncomfortable, that's why we are restless, that is why we are constantly in search of something, we don't know what it is, but actually we are in search of experiencing this. There's a built-in compass inside of us which is constantly seeking towards this north direction, the direction of this energetic, magnetic energy which is within us. And unless we reach there, it doesn't stabilize, it keeps moving. And it stabilizes only once it meets its absolute north. And this north, this pointer, is actually inside us. And this is, to get this experience, actually Nothing is required for us. There is nothing required by us to reach this experience. And this is the only experience where any baggage that you carry with you is of no use at all. When we go for a journey, when we travel anywhere, even for a small picnic or a day trip, then we have to carry some things with us. We have to pack a few things to eat, we have to pack a few things to wear. We normally carry our handy things that we need. But for this journey of experiencing the self, actually nothing is required to be carried along. In fact, anything that you carry is actually detrimental in this journey. It is an obstruction in this journey. And the contradiction, or the beautiful thing is, or let me call it in the Shakespearean language, the tragedy is that we are always constantly moving and working towards creating an illusion of security in our lives. Constantly. And this constant struggle for creating a security for ourselves does not allow us to move into the experience of our God self, or to the experience of our God realization or our self realization. Because remember that the state that we are talking of is the state when you become one with the Creator, where you experience that you are the manifester and the creator of all your experiences, your destiny, and all that exists. Because that consciousness is the creative life force. And once you become one with it, then you experience the power of creation. And when we are the creator of our reality, when we are creator of this drama or game of life, then that means all the resources of creation are bestowed upon you. Now we understand this theoretically, but we do not have the experience of what it means to be one with the Creator. And we know that the only way to experience something in life is to actually experience it. Because no matter how much I tell you, no matter how many podcasts and videos you listen to, but unless and until you actually experience that state, you will not know. But to experience that state, which means you have to leave your current state, you have to move away from your current state to reach that state. But we don't step forward into that state because something behind is actually holding us back, like a chain, like a heavy chain on our ankles. We want to move forward, but we've chained ourselves. What are these chains? What is holding us back? Attachments, safety net, security, comfort, familiarity, habits, patterns. Because we want to experience everything by not leaving anything. by not giving up all that we are so dear to us. Remember the story of the monkey? The only way to catch a monkey is to actually put some nuts, ground nuts, in a small hole, and as soon as the monkey goes to grab the nuts, it closes its fist, and when it closes its fist, it is not able to remove its hand from outside the hole, and it gets chained into the hole. Because it's so greedy, it does not let go of the nuts. It doesn't realize that if it lets go of the nuts, it will achieve freedom. So we are all like that. We all have our fist closed with a lot of peanuts and groundnuts in it. And these attachments to these things do not allow us to gain the experience firsthand, because the experience is for everybody to take. The Vedas have always said that there is only one way to know, is the path of direct experience, Prataksha Praman. And to experience that, you have to let go of all fears and insecurities and habits and move with this sense of knowingness that I am that truth, that I am that self, and what I am missing is the experience, the direct experience. But to experience this experience, to experience the power of yourself, to experience the truth of yourself, to experience this truth, this power of pure love, you first need to let go. We all follow masters. Look at the life of any master. Look at the life of Satya Sai Baba. Look at the life of Ramana. Look at the life of Vivekananda. Ma Amritanandamayi. Any master that you like. All the masters did not possess anything, and neither did they held on to anything. They just experienced it and just started to pass all that they had to others. And in this giving, they got everything. Remember the principle of abundance in Atma Chalisa? Give and you shall get. But we do give, but at every time we are always building our safety net. We're always, if we have 100, we give 10. We hold back. We're always building for something, not even knowing that the next moment we are going to be breathing this air or not. We want to experience freedom, but we are holding back to all the things that we feel are precious. We try to live in two worlds. We want to experience the other world, but we want to also hold back to this. This holding back pulls us back. It doesn't allow us to. To experience that, all fears have to go. All securities have to be given away. Because the security, the ultimate security that you need, is not in wealth, in money. It is not in property. The ultimate security is inside each one of us. It is the power of creation which is inside of us, which has created all the wealth and abundance of this world. Because of not applying that principle in our life, because of the fear and scare that we have, we remain away from our goal, which is just around the corner, waiting. Because we are not able to let go, because we still want to carry everything with us, we want to have all the safety and security, and yet we want to experience freedom. We want to carry all our things that imprison us with us, and yet we want to experience freedom. We want to have both the worlds at one place. And in that dilemma, we just remain where we are. We know everything. We know what needs to be done, but we don't practice it. And that is when we go to a master, the master says, surrender everything at my feet. And when we surrender everything at the feet of the master, then there is nothing back then which is left for ourselves. My master said, come to me unattached. Do not come to me with your encumbrances and your possessions and your attachments. If you come to me unattached, then I'll give you the experience. And that's our struggle. And now, no matter how many talks we will listen to, no matter how many videos we will make, unless we practice this in our lives, unless we have the courage to let go, and this fear is the fear of ignorance, this is the darkness that is inside of us. And you know that fear comes from the mind. The mind itself is not a reality. So it's just as illusory as the rope that appears like a snake. And we have been dangling this snake around our neck forever. It's up to you in this moment, here and now. If you wish, you can actually grab this rope or this so-called snake from around your neck at this moment and throw it away. Stamp on it, stomp on it, jump on it with glee like a child does, and say, I get rid of you forever. I will walk the path. All the path has been given to all of you in the Atma Chalisa. You know what you need to do, but you just don't do it. We are half-hearted. We are scared. We are fearful. We want to experience that divine consciousness within us, but we are not willing to let go of anything. We always have a plan for us, an exit strategy, a safety net. We are ready to, fight and flight. As long as our options are open, as long as we have a safety net. I understood this much later when my guru made me throw away my safety net. You should be able to walk on the precipice. You should be able to walk in the abyss, knowing fully well that the path opens up underneath your feet. But if you're going to hold the side, if you're going to be safe, then that is all that you get. I remember my young days when I learned how to swim. I used to swim only in the shallow water because I used to be scared. I knew that if I have any challenge, I can always stand up. And then when my brother forced me to get into the deep part of the pool, and I would only swim next to the the stairs or the ladder so that I can grab onto it if something happens. I always would swim next to the edge, to the sides of the pool, so that I can hold on. What is that? A safety net. But then I realized I'll never overcome my fear. So one day my brother actually threw me in the middle of the deep end. And of course I could swim. The fear is what gripped me. This fear is the mind. This fear is the snake. This fear that we will, on one hand, we believe the master, we have faith in him. And we believe that the end of our goal is self-realization, the God self. But we are so fearful. We just don't want to let go of our acquisitions, our wealth, our whatever attachments. We're so scared. Every time we are calculating, what else do we have left? What do we have? So therefore, it is not that the grace of the master is not on all of you. The grace is there. We are not using this grace. We are not ready for it. And as long as this fear is there, as long as you want to be safe, as long as you keep counting what you are going to lose, then of course you will gain nothing. And the day you are ready to experience it, I assure you, it can happen in an instant. So let's not keep talking about how difficult it is and why I don't get it. I'm yearning so much. But am I ready to receive it? Am I ready to let go? Am I ready to jump in the unknown? Only then the experience will come. Only then you will know that you have wings and you can fly. The only way to enjoy the joy of para jumping is you have to jump from the plane. Then only you will know whether the parachute will open or not. But if you keep sitting in the plane or in your home, you will always carry the fear with you. So, my dears, life is just like that. You've been shown the path. You have all that it takes. You have the grace and the blessings. But you will have to jump. You will have to let go of your safety net. You can either choose to be safe and comfortable where you are, no harm in that as well. And then don't talk about experiencing the truth of the self. So there you go. I've started to make everybody think, and that's really the purpose why I'm here. And if you are ready to let go, if you're still fearful of your life, I asked somebody one day, are you ready to give up your life? No? Are you ready to give up everything? No? So as long as we still have all this in us, what is there? We know it. Any moment we can leave, and nothing that we have brought here. Actually, we brought nothing in this world. It was all given to us. We may think that, we worked for it. I did this, I made it. Actually, we made nothing. It happened only because of the grace of consciousness. And in a minute, it can be snatched away from us. Nothing belongs to us. Nothing will go with us, and yet we are still holding it. How funny we are. Actually, we never sit and talk to ourselves that how funny is our attachments. So it's good to talk about these things sometime or the other. It grounds us a little bit. That's what I wanted to share. Thank you so much. I love you all. And I'm ready for any questions and any experiences. समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः